Hello everyone, and welcome to Readings in English. My channel is dedicated to exploring the beauty, complexity, and sheer power of the English language. From its rich history and diverse dialects to its ever-evolving vocabulary and global impact, English is a language that continues to fascinate and challenge us. Whether you're a seasoned speaker looking to refine your skills or a beginner taking your first steps, this channel offers something for everyone. We'll delve into fascinating aspects of English grammar, explore captivating stories, and analyze compelling texts. We'll uncover the subtle nuances of meaning and expression, and unlock the secrets to effective communication. Today, I'm thrilled to share a captivating story that embodies the challenges and rewards of learning English. This is the Crucial Interview, a tale of perseverance, determination, and the transformative power of language. It follows Joe, a young man from a humble background who must overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles to master English and secure his future. Join me as we embark on Joe's journey, a journey that will resonate with anyone who's ever dared to dream beyond their limitations and embrace the transformative power of a new language. Let's begin. The humid air hung heavy, thick with the scent of unwashed bodies and frying oil. Joe navigated the labyrinthine streets of the favela, the uneven cobblestones a familiar obstacle under his worn sandals. Each step was a testament to his resilience, a silent rebellion against the crumbling walls surrounding him. Walls not just of brick and mortar, but of poverty and limited opportunity. The sun beat down mercilessly, turning the corrugated iron roofs into shimmering ovens. He could taste the dust on his tongue, feel the grit against his skin, hear the cacophony of shouting children and barking dogs blending into a relentless symphony of urban struggle. His threadbare shirt clung to his back, damp with perspiration. He passed the familiar faces, each etched with a mixture of resignation and quiet hope. They knew his dreams, his aspirations to escape the suffocating reality of their shared existence. But today, a different feeling stirred within him, a flicker of something akin to excitement, tempered with a deep-seated fear. He clutched a crumpled piece of paper in his sweaty hand, a job advertisement that held the promise of a future he had only dared to dream of. A future that demanded a language he barely understood. The advertisement was a beacon in the darkness, a small square of hope amidst a sea of despair. International company, seeking bilingual customer service representative. The words jumped out at Joe, a siren's call promising escape from the relentless grind of his current reality. But the accompanying requirements chilled him. Fluency in English, the words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken expectations, a formidable wall standing between him and his dreams. He knew his English was rudimentary at best, a patchwork of phrases gleaned from overheard conversations and scraps of information gleaned from discarded English textbooks. He could understand basic sentences, but speaking fluently, confidently, was a different matter entirely. Doubt gnawed at him, whispering insidious lies of inadequacy and failure. He looked at the worn, cracked walls of his home, a stark reflection of his own uncertain future. Yet a tiny spark of defiance ignited within him. He would not let this opportunity slip away. He would learn, he would fight for his chance. He would master the language that stood between him and a life beyond the favela's suffocating embrace. He began to search for resources, a glimmer of hope in his eyes reflecting the determination that would fuel his journey. He knew the path ahead would be arduous, a steep mountain to climb, but the summit held a view he desperately longed to see. The internet, a vast and often overwhelming ocean of information, became Joe's classroom. He spent hours hunched over his battered laptop, the glow of the screen illuminating his determined face. Free online courses, YouTube tutorials, and language learning apps became his constant companions. At first, the sheer volume of information was daunting. The unfamiliar grammar rules, the complex sentence structures, the subtle nuances of pronunciation, it all seemed like an insurmountable challenge. He struggled with verb conjugations, tripped over irregular verbs, and butchered countless pronunciations. Frustration mounted, threatening to extinguish the fragile flame of hope that had been ignited. There were days when he felt utterly defeated, the weight of his inadequacy pressing down on him like a physical burden. He would slam the laptop shut, the silence of the room amplifying his feelings of despair, yet he always returned. The allure of a better life, the yearning to escape the confines of his current reality, was too powerful to ignore. He began to create his own system, breaking down the learning process into manageable chunks. He focused on vocabulary relevant to customer service, meticulously memorizing phrases and practicing pronunciation until his tongue ached. He recorded himself speaking, cringing at the sound of his own hesitant voice, but relentlessly pushing himself to improve. Slowly, painstakingly, he began to make progress. Small victories, like correctly conjugating a verb or understanding a complex sentence, became sources of immense satisfaction, fueling his determination to continue. The enormity of the task continued to weigh heavily on Joel. He realized that learning English wasn't just about memorizing vocabulary and grammar rules. It was about understanding the culture, the nuances of communication, the subtle shifts in meaning that could make or break a conversation. He compared himself to others in the online community, some progressing at a seemingly effortless pace, their posts filled with confident pronouncements and flawless sentences. Self-doubt, a persistent shadow, threatened to engulf him. He questioned his ability, his intelligence, his very worthiness of achieving his dreams. The practical challenges were equally daunting. He worked long hours at a small cafe, his body aching from the physical demands of the job. Finding time to study felt like a luxury he couldn't afford. Sleep became a scarce commodity, stolen moments snatched between shifts and study sessions. He felt the pressure mounting, the weight of expectations threatening to crush him. He started losing sleep, his concentration waning, his frustration growing. His progress stalled, his motivation faltering. The mountain he had set out to climb seemed to grow taller, steeper, more insurmountable with each passing day. The path ahead seemed shrouded in mist, the summit a distant, almost impossible dream. Yet, amidst the struggles and setbacks, a stubborn resolve held him fast. He refused to surrender. He would find a way. One evening, amidst the usual flurry of online language exchanges, Joe stumbled upon a vibrant community of English learners. It wasn't just a forum for grammar questions and vocabulary lists. It was a supportive network of individuals from all walks of life, united by their shared goal of mastering the English language. He found himself drawn to their camaraderie, their willingness to help each other, their shared struggles and triumphs. He started participating in discussions, hesitantly at first, then with increasing confidence. He received encouragement and constructive feedback, his contributions met with warmth and understanding. He discovered a different kind of learning, one that wasn't solely confined to textbooks and grammar exercises. He learned about different cultures, different perspectives, different ways of thinking. He connected with people from all over the world, sharing stories, exchanging experiences, and forging friendships that transcended geographical boundaries. He felt a sense of belonging, a feeling he had rarely experienced before. The online community became his sanctuary, a place where he could be himself, where his struggles were validated and his progress celebrated. He found mentors among the more experienced members, individuals who patiently guided him, answered his questions, and offered words of encouragement when his motivation flagged. He started to see his progress not as a solitary climb, but as a journey shared with others, a collective effort towards a common goal. The weight of his self-doubt began to lift, replaced by a growing sense of confidence and self-belief. He felt a renewed determination, a strengthened resolve, and a newfound clarity of purpose. He was no longer alone in his journey. Despite the support and progress, setbacks inevitably arose. There were days when the language seemed to conspire against him, the words twisting and turning, refusing to cooperate. He faced moments of profound discouragement, the shadow of doubt creeping back into his mind. The pressure to succeed, the weight of his family's expectations, the fear of failure, all these factors threatened to undermine his hard-won confidence. He experienced frustrating moments during online conversations, miscommunications that left him feeling inadequate and embarrassed. The fear of making mistakes became a crippling obstacle, hindering his fluency and spontaneity. He would spend hours agonizing over the perfect phrasing, losing the natural flow of conversation. He questioned his ability to ever truly master the language, wondering if he was destined to remain on the periphery, forever struggling to bridge the gap. These moments of self-doubt were agonizing, threatening to derail his progress and extinguish the flame of hope that had been burning so brightly. Yet, even in these darkest moments, he refused to give up. He leaned on the support of his online community, seeking reassurance and encouragement from his newfound friends and mentors. He reminded himself of the progress he had made, of the obstacles he had already overcome, of the unwavering support he had received. He knew that setbacks were a natural part of the learning process, and that perseverance was the key to ultimate success. He would not let these temporary setbacks define him. He would continue to fight, to learn, to grow, to achieve his dreams. Among the many supportive members of the online community, one individual stood out, a woman named Anna, a seasoned English teacher who volunteered her time to mentor aspiring learners. Anna possessed a remarkable ability to break down complex grammatical concepts into easily digestible pieces, making the learning process both engaging and effective. She offered Joel personalized feedback, tailoring her advice to his specific needs and challenges. More than just a teacher, she became a trusted confidant, offering words of encouragement and understanding during his moments of doubt and frustration. Anna's guidance extended beyond the technical aspects of language acquisition. She helped Joe develop effective learning strategies, teaching him how to manage his time, prioritize tasks, and maintain his motivation. She emphasized the importance of consistent practice and immersion, suggesting ways to integrate English into his daily life. Anna's mentorship wasn't just about improving his English. It was about building his confidence and empowering him to believe in himself. She recognized his potential, saw beyond his initial hesitations, and encouraged him to embrace his unique strengths. Her unwavering belief in him became a powerful catalyst, fueling his determination and propelling him forward. Under her guidance, Joe's progress accelerated. He felt more confident in his ability to communicate effectively, his fluency and accuracy improving significantly. He began to approach the daunting task of the interview with a newfound sense of assurance. Anna's mentorship was more than just an educational experience. It was a transformative journey, shaping not only his linguistic abilities, but also his self-perception and belief in his capabilities. With the interview date looming closer, Joe's anxiety intensified. The support and guidance of his online community and Anna had instilled confidence, but the fear of failure still lingered, a persistent shadow casting doubt upon his progress. To prepare himself for the daunting challenge ahead, Joe and his online community organized mock interviews. These simulated sessions provided invaluable practice, allowing him to hone his communication skills and refine his responses to anticipated questions. The initial mock interviews were nerve-wracking, Joe stumbling over words his voice trembling with nervousness. However, with each subsequent session, his confidence grew. He learned to anticipate potential questions, structuring his answers with clarity and precision. He practiced projecting his voice, maintaining eye contact, and conveying confidence through his body language. The mock interviews weren't just about mastering the English language. They were about developing his overall communication skills, presenting himself effectively, and managing his nerves under pressure. The weight of expectation from his family and friends also added to his anxiety. He knew how much this opportunity meant to them, and the thought of disappointing them fueled his apprehension. He spent countless hours practicing, honing his skills, preparing for the inevitable challenges. The pressure was immense, but he refused to let it overwhelm him. He channeled his anxiety into focused preparation, determined to make the most of this life-changing opportunity. The mock interviews, while demanding, proved to be an invaluable tool in his preparation, equipping him with the skills and confidence he needed to face the real interview with composure and assurance. The day of the interview dawned bright and clear, yet for Joe a storm raged within. The carefully constructed confidence of the preceding weeks threatened to crumble under the weight of anticipation. He woke early, the familiar scent of his mother's coffee unable to soothe his racing heart. He reviewed his prepared answers, his notes feeling strangely inadequate against the enormity of the occasion. His usually nimble fingers fumbled with his tie, the simple act feeling like a monumental task. The journey to the office felt interminable, each step a heavy burden. The city buzzed around him, a vibrant tapestry of sounds and sights, yet he remained oblivious, his focus entirely consumed by the impending interview. He arrived early, the sleek glass building towering over him, a symbol of the opportunity and the challenge that lay ahead. The polished marble floors reflected his anxious face, a stark contrast to the rough-hewn streets of his favela. He sat in the waiting area, amidst smartly dressed individuals, his simple clothes feeling jarringly out of place. He watched as others entered and exited the interview rooms, their expressions ranging from confident to apprehensive. The air crackled with anticipation, the silence punctuated by the occasional rustle of papers or hushed whispers. Time seemed to slow to a crawl, each second stretching into an eternity. He took deep breaths, trying to calm his racing heart, reminding himself of the hours of preparation, the support of his community, and Ana's unwavering belief in him. He focused on the positive aspects of his journey, the progress he had made, the lessons he had learned. He reminded himself that he was more than just his background. He was capable, resilient, and prepared. He stood up, smoothing his clothes, taking one last deep breath, and prepared to face his future. The interview room was larger than he expected, the panel of interviewers more imposing. 3 individuals sat behind a long, polished table, their faces impassive, their eyes assessing him with a clinical precision. Joe took a seat, the leather of the chair surprisingly cold against his skin. He began his introduction, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. He spoke clearly, articulating his responses with confidence, drawing upon the knowledge and skills he had painstakingly acquired. He recounted his journey, his struggles, and his triumphs, weaving a narrative that highlighted his resilience, determination, and unwavering commitment to self-improvement. He answered their questions directly and honestly, his responses revealing a depth of understanding and a maturity that belied his age. He presented himself not just as a candidate seeking employment, but as an individual with a compelling story to tell, a story of perseverance and personal growth. The interviewers listened intently, their expressions remaining neutral, yet Joe sensed a subtle shift in their demeanor. He felt a growing sense of connection, a recognition of his efforts, his passion, and his unwavering commitment to succeed. The interview flowed smoothly, the initial awkwardness replaced by a natural exchange of ideas. He felt a sense of calm amidst the pressure, a sense of control over his performance. He realized that the most significant challenge he had overcome wasn't just mastering the English language. It was conquering his self-doubt and believing in his own potential. The interview concluded, leaving Joe with a sense of accomplishment and a glimmer of hope. He had faced his fears, presented himself with confidence, and given his best. The rest, he knew, was out of his control. The days that followed the interview stretched into an agonizing eternity. Joe found himself caught in a whirlwind of conflicting emotions, hope battling with anxiety, optimism wrestling with doubt. He replayed the interview in his mind countless times, scrutinizing every response, dissecting every nuance of his performance. He searched for hidden meanings in the interviewer's expressions, trying to decipher the subtle clues that might hint at the outcome. The waiting room, once a place of anticipation, now became a symbol of his uncertainty. He found himself unable to concentrate on anything else, his focus consumed by the pending decision. Sleep became elusive, his nights filled with restless dreams and anxious awakenings. He tried to distract himself with his usual routines, but his mind kept returning to the interview, the uncertainty gnawing at his peace of mind. He sought solace in the online community, sharing his anxieties with his fellow learners, finding comfort in their shared experiences. They offered words of encouragement, reminding him of his progress, his resilience, and his unwavering commitment to his goals. He found renewed strength in their support, a sense of camaraderie that helped him navigate the turbulent waters of uncertainty. Anna, his mentor, remained a constant source of support, offering practical advice and emotional reassurance. She helped him manage his anxiety, teaching him coping mechanisms and strategies for maintaining a positive outlook. She reminded him that the interview was just one step in a larger journey, a significant milestone, but not the ultimate definition of his success. He clung to her words, finding strength in her unwavering belief in him. The phone rang, startling Joel from a restless slumber. He hesitated, his heart pounding in his chest, before answering. A voice on the other end, formal yet friendly, delivered the news he had been anxiously awaiting. He had been selected. The words hung in the air, a symphony of relief, joy, and disbelief. He felt a surge of emotion, a wave of overwhelming happiness that washed over him, dissolving the tension and anxiety that had gripped him for days. He sat in stunned silence, the phone still pressed to his ear, tears welling in his eyes. He had done it. He had overcome the seemingly insurmountable obstacles, conquered his self-doubt, and achieved his dream. The phone call was more than just a job offer. It was a testament to his perseverance, his resilience, and his unwavering belief in himself. It was a symbol of hope, not just for him, but for his family, his community, and anyone who had ever dared to dream of a better life. He shared the news with his family, their joy mirroring his own, their collective celebration a testament to their shared journey. He called Anna, his voice choked with emotion, expressing his gratitude for her unwavering support and guidance. He felt a profound sense of gratitude for the online community, the friends he had made, and the support system that had helped him through his darkest moments. He knew that this was just the beginning, a new chapter in his life, a journey filled with new challenges and opportunities, but he was ready. He had learned to believe in himself, to embrace challenges, and to persevere in the face of adversity. He was ready to embrace his future, armed with the lessons he had learned, the support he had received, and the unwavering belief in his own potential. He had not just secured a job, he had secured a future, the future he had once only dared to dream of.